From the Viking Age to the Renaissance, to being one of the most innovative countries in the world today, Denmark has had a rich and influential history. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where we explore the fascinating history of countries all around the world. Today we're taking a journey through the history of Denmark. Denmark is a small Nordic country located in northern Europe. Despite its size, Denmark has had a significant impact on the world throughout history. From its early days as a Viking kingdom, to its role as a major player in the Hanseatic League, to its status as a modern-day innovator, Denmark has come a long way. Before we begin our exploration of Denmark's history, let's take a look at its flag. The Danish flag is one of the oldest in the world, with its roots dating back to the 12th century. The flag features a white Scandinavian cross on a red background, with each color representing different values. The red symbolizes courage, revolution, and blood, while the white represents peace, unity, and the Nordic country's common heritage. So let's dive in and discover the rich history of this fascinating country. As with many places in Europe, there isn't much hard evidence of prehistory in Denmark, due to an abundance of ice during the last ice age. But it is generally accepted that humans lived there as far back as 14,000 years ago when the glaciers receded and a land bridge connected Denmark to northern Germany. Early inhabitants were hunter-gatherers who lived along the coast and in the forests. Agriculture was introduced around 4000 BC, leading to the establishment of villages and the domestication of animals. During the Stone Age, which lasted until around 1700 BC, polished stone axes and weapons were used, and burial mounds became common. The Bronze Age brought new technologies and trade networks, while the Iron Age saw the rise of larger settlements and more complex social structures. During the late Iron Age, the Germanic tribes began to emerge in Denmark, including the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, who would later play a significant role in the history of England. The Viking Age in Denmark lasted from the 8th to the 11th century and was a period of great expansion and exploration. Vikings were known for their seafaring skills and their ability to navigate the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. They established trading posts and settlements across northern Europe, as well as in Iceland, Greenland, and even North America. During this time, Denmark also saw the rise of Christianity, which eventually replaced the Old Norse paganism. The Viking raids and invasions contributed to the decline of many monasteries in England, Ireland, and France, but they also led to the exchange of goods and ideas between different cultures. In the 10th century, Denmark became a powerful kingdom under the rule of King Goem the Old and his son Harald Bluetooth. Goem the Old was the first king to unite the Danish people under one banner, and he expanded the kingdom's territory into Sweden. Harald Bluetooth continued this trend by defeating the English at the Battle of Malden in 991 AD, securing Danish control over the North Sea. He is credited with converting Denmark to Christianity and establishing a strong alliance with England. Bluetooth is also famous for the famous runestone known as Jellingstanen, which was erected by Harald Bluetooth to commemorate his victories and the conversion of Denmark to Christianity. The stone is decorated with intricate designs and carvings, including a ship, a pair of warriors, and a large inscription. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most iconic symbols of Denmark's Viking past. After the Viking Age, Denmark entered a period of stability and growth known as the High Middle Ages. During this time, the Danish kingdom reached its greatest territorial extent, encompassing not only Denmark proper, but also southern Sweden, Norway, and northern Germany. This period also saw the emergence of important cities, such as Copenhagen, Aarhus, and Otzons. The Black Death, a devastating plague that swept through Europe in the 14th century, also hit Denmark hard, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 60% of the population. However, the country recovered in the following century and began to participate in the lucrative trade of the Hanseatic League. The Renaissance and Reformation brought new intellectual and religious movements to Denmark. The Renaissance was a period of renewed interest in classical art, literature, and culture, and it led to significant advancements in science, art, and architecture. Denmark saw the rise of humanism, which emphasized the potential of human beings and their ability to shape their own destiny. This movement had a profound impact on Danish thought and culture, and it paved the way for the Reformation. The Reformation was a religious movement that began in Germany in the 16th century and quickly spread to Denmark, led by the fiery preacher and reformer Hans Tausen. Denmark broke away from the Roman Catholic Church and established Lutheranism as the state religion. This had a profound impact on Danish society as it shifted the power dynamics between the clergy and the laity, and it led to the introduction of vernacular languages into religious services. The 17th and 18th centuries were a time of prosperity and cultural achievement for Denmark, known as the Golden Age. Denmark's geographical location at the center of the Baltic and North Sea trade routes made it a hub for merchants and traders. This economic activity resulted in the growth of cities like Copenhagen, which became one of the most important trading centers in Northern Europe. During this period, Denmark also developed a strong navy, which protected its extensive trade interests and enabled it to engage in colonial activities. The Danish East India Company was founded in 1616 and quickly became one of the most powerful trading companies in the world. It established trading posts and settlements in India, China, and the Caribbean, and it played a significant role in the growth of the Danish economy. The Golden Age was also a time of great cultural achievement in Denmark. Danish writers and artists flourished, producing works that celebrated the beauty of the Danish landscape, the heroism of the Viking past, and the grandeur of the royal court. One of the most famous writers of the Danish Golden Age was Ludvig Holberg, who was considered the father of Danish literature. His plays and satirical works were highly influential and helped to shape the Danish national identity. Another important figure was the painter and engraver Georg Wilhelm Stev, whose works captured the elegance and sophistication of the Danish aristocracy. However, the end of the 18th century brought challenges to Denmark. The American Revolution and the French Revolution had profound implications for Denmark's political and economic interests. The Danish monarchy had close ties to the British crown, and this meant that Denmark was drawn into the conflict between the British and the Americans. The war was costly and draining for Denmark, and it contributed to the decline of its economic and military power. The 19th century was a time of significant change and upheaval in Denmark. The Napoleonic Wars had a profound impact on the country, weakening its economy and leaving it vulnerable to the ambitions of its larger neighbors, Germany and Sweden. However, Denmark was able to maintain its independence and emerged from the conflict with a stronger sense of national identity. This was in part due to the efforts of key figures such as Prince Hans Adam Frederik, who played a crucial role in securing Danish interests during the wars. He was a shrewd diplomat, and his efforts helped to maintain Denmark's autonomy and protect its territory. Additionally, the Romantic national movement of the era celebrated Danish culture and history, and this helped to foster a sense of unity and pride among the Danish people. Another significant event of the 19th century was the Schleswig-Holstein question. This was a long-running dispute over the duchies of Schleswig and Holstein, which were ruled by the Danish monarchy, but had a majority German population. The issue was a source of tension between Denmark and Germany, and it ultimately led to the Second Schleswig War in 1866. In this conflict, Prussia and Austria fought against Denmark to gain control of the duchies. And despite fierce resistance from the Danes, they were ultimately defeated and forced to cede the territories to the victorious powers. This defeat was a humiliating blow to Danish pride, and it led to calls for reform and modernization within the country. In response to these challenges, Denmark embarked on a process of modernization and industrialization in the late 19th century. This led to significant economic growth and the emergence of Denmark as a major player in Northern Europe. The discovery of oil in the 20th century further boosted Denmark's economy, and it transformed the country into one of the wealthiest in the world. Today, Denmark is known as a modern, innovative, and environmentally friendly country. It has a strong economy, a high standard of living, and a commitment to sustainability. Denmark is also a cultural powerhouse, known for its design, architecture, and quality of life. The country's commitment to renewable energy, social justice, and environmental protection has made it a model for other countries around the world, and that brings us to the present day. Denmark is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of government. The country is divided into 5 regions and 79 municipalities, each with its own local government. Denmark is a founding member of the European Union and the Nordic Council, and it maintains close ties with its neighboring countries. As we've seen, Denmark has a rich and fascinating history that has shaped its culture, identity, and place in the world. From the days of the Vikings to the present day, Denmark has been a hub of innovation, creativity, and progress. As we look to the future, we can be inspired by Denmark's remarkable journey and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Denmark. We hope you enjoyed learning about this fascinating country and its people. If you did, please do, and forget to leave us a like and subscribe so you never miss out on our latest videos. We've got lots more interesting content coming up. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.